Heyo, it's Monday, let's go. Hey, I wanted to do a real quick video talking about how to think differently about spending your money on the things that you want and need, like a home or a car. And I just wanted to touch on this, and I wanted to tell a personal story to help bring it into context. So my wife and I, we saved pretty aggressively for about two and a half years. We were saving about $1,000 a month, and I was also paying extra into taxes so that at the end of the year we had a larger tax return and, all that good stuff. But after about 2.5 years, we had about $40,000 saved, and we really wanted to buy our house. We actually really wanted to build a house, and we just kept running into problems with property. The county or whatever the case may be said that the land wasn't good because the soil wasn't right, or I don't know, whatever. But so we basically got burnt out, and then we just said, hey, we're just going to let it come once it comes, and we're just going to keep saving. Well, my wife found the house that we purchased and live in now, and what happened was she found this house. It's effectively the exact same design that we wanted to build, with the exception that the master bedroom is on the main floor, which we like that. So we ended up buying the house. We love it. It's a great house. It's the house that we're going to raise our kids in, and when the time comes, we'll have it paid off and sell it and use those proceeds to help, fund our retirement. Excuse me. But we went into the home building thought and the home buying thought process of thinking that we were just going to have to spend a lot of money, and that wasn't true. Now, again, I want to make it clear. I love our house. It's fantastic. But financially, concerning getting what we want at a much lower rate, it was the wrong decision. And here's why. The way our property is set up is right next to us. We actually thought about buying it anyways, just to have for a rental, but right next to us was a really nice Cadillac trailer. It has like a hot tub, whirlpool. It's wild. 3-bedroom, 2.5 bath, really nice trailer that we could have purchased for $80,000 that sits on 3.5 acres. So cheap, we would have only probably had to put about 3.5% down, if any at all. And we could have bought this trailer and this land and then actually decided which part of the 3.5 acres would work best for us to clear and build the house that we wanted to build. And we could have built it basically in pieces in cash. One of my best friends, his family is his parents lived in a town south of where we're at now called Smithville. And they were trying to sell their house for a while. And his dad being the way he is, he said, well, we're just going to start building the house we want. They built the foundation first. Then when they had cash, they took the next step, framing, adding the trusses, whatever the case may be. And whenever they had the cash, they just did the next phase. By the time they sold their house, I think this was before even my friend was born, or possibly when he was just a baby. But at the time that they sold their house, the house that they moved into, that they still live in today, was effectively paid for in cash. And they had all the wealth that they were sitting on from that previous sale of the house that they were living in. That was something that me and Valerie could have done had we thought about our situation different. Now, again, we love our house. It's awesome. But financially speaking, we would have come out way further ahead had we bought the trailer. And then, I spend a year cutting down trees, splitting the wood, get somebody to come out, do site work, put dirt where we got to put dirt, level out the ground where we got to level it out, to put in a foundation. We would have been much further along financially. We would have kept all of our savings, or the vast majority of it, and we could have been living in a comfortable house, trailer, while we were building the house that we wanted to live in, that would have effectively been paid for in cash. Why am I saying that? Because although we love our home, and it's the home we're going to raise our kids in, it's the home we're going to retire from, but it's a wonderful asset. Where our town is situated, the town that's just east of it keeps coming west where we are. So the house is only going to increase in value. It's going to be fantastic. But where we made a mistake is we went into the home buying process, and we went into the process of getting a loan and saving, thinking that we were going to have to spend a lot of money to get what we want. That is not true. I'm going to do a video here at some point on something that I call the Wall Street syndrome, where The Wall Street syndrome has permeated every aspect of American thought and concepts concerning wealth and spending money. It's permeated everything from the left to the right. Doesn't matter. I am going to get somewhat political in that video. May do it today. But we went into it just thinking, hey, we're just going to have to spend a lot of money. There's no way around it. We're going to have to get a big loan. And that simply isn't true. We had an opportunity. Had we thought about our money differently, again, we're in a great spot. We love our home, but had we thought about our money differently, we could have purchased really what, because of something like the Wall Street syndrome, we could have purchased a perception-wise lower value product or home to actually build a higher value product home in a much more financially beneficial way to us, as opposed to having to go to the bank and thinking, well, we're just going to spend a lot of money. There's no way around it. And basically the purpose of this video is just to be honest and talk about the reality of, guys, you don't have to spend a lot of money to get what you want. Now, it will require that you think differently, and it will require that you probably throw some sweat equity into it. But you don't have to spend a lot of money to get what you want. You just don't. And one of the biggest lies that we've been told in America is that the best stuff is always expensive. The best stuff is always going to be high dollar, which to a certain extent is true, but you can substitute the high dollar aspect of it with creative thinking and sweat equity and work. And again, we love our house. It's awesome. We're going to make a bundle of money on it when we retire and sell it. It's going to be fantastic. The point is, though, we missed an opportunity to keep more of our cash and actually be in a situation where we could sell our house and have a retirement situation 10 to 15 years earlier, because we just weren't thinking right. We weren't thinking, hey, let's live in a trailer for 3 years and build a house over time in cash, and when we're done, we don't have a mortgage. We're just rolling at that point, because then we could have rented out the trailer. We could have put my mother-in-law in it, or my mom and dad, whatever the case may be. We could have done whatever. The point is, don't allow yourself to think that you have to spend a lot of money to get what you want or need. It simply isn't true. There's great options out there that are affordable. There's great ways to use your time, your talent, and your effort to get what you want at a much cheaper rate, because your energy and your sweat equity is also valuable. There is a dollar value to that. And, I've been thinking about this for a while, and I wanted to do a video on it, and today's the day. So, guys, if for all 25 of you that are subscribed, if you're thinking about buying a house or building a house, there's ways to do it. You don't have to spend 50% of your savings or the 100% of your savings. You don't have to do it. You can get what you want. You can get what you need at an affordable, effective rate. Don't allow the Wall Street syndrome, but everything's going to be expensive and you got to spend money. You got to get this big loan. You got to do these things. That is as the great author that wrote a book, I think it was Learning by Doing. He said, I will not live under the tyranny of either or. I will live under the freedom of and. You don't have to do either or, guys. You don't. You can have both. You don't have to do the cash only thing that Dave Ramsey's all about, nor do you have to go out and get your head knocked off by the bank. You can do both. And I just wanted to get that video out today because I think that's important. If you've liked the content, like, share, subscribe. If you've hated it, send it to someone you hate.